Hi, Laura.
It says I have to unmute. Well, here we go. I'm open now.
How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How about you?
Doing all right.
Good. Hey, Murphy.
I'll be right back, Laura.
Oh, no problem. Whoa.
Hi, Laura.
Oh, hi, Don. I'm just playing around with this. I wanted to see what it was like. Huh.
Laura, it looks very nice.
Well, can you see it, Jody? Yeah, that's the snow melting on the daffodil leaves.
Oh, that's very cool. I apologize for not showing my video. I'm wearing a baseball hat.
Jody, do we really mind?
Pardon?
Come on now.
Oh, I really don't look. I look rather fetching.
Oh gosh, we all don't look wonderful. Oh, now how do I remove this? This is awful.
Well, give me a second. And I'll put my video on. My mother would have a fit.
I know.
But your head is covered. That's good for God, right?
Good point.
Yeah, it's very spiritual.
Okay.
Well, I don't know why.
Does anyone know how I take this off?
Let's see. I knew this yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, bottom left-hand side of your screen.
Yeah.
Wait, if you can get your video. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
it says mute. It says stop video, and then that next arrow.
Yeah.
Click on that next arrow.
And I'm there, but I don't see what
virtual background.
Yeah, I tried clicking on it to take it off and it doesn't work.
Oh.
So How about if I just exit out? Nope, it's still there. Oh no, this is terrible.
Oh,
So, Laura, you could leave the meeting and then just come back in.
Okay, thank you. I will do that. This is not what I wanted, really. I mean, it's fine, but okay, thank you.
Rabbi,
Hi,
oh, are we good tomorrow with your funeral? Are you good tomorrow? I mean, for Monday, you have a funeral just before
Yeah.
us, huh? So you'll come from one to the next?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your hair looks nice tonight. I saw, I saw your video singing yesterday, you know, your morning video, and you look very more like Shabbat right now. So you got a lot of hats to wear these days, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Hi,
yes.
Jody.
Hi, Shabbat
Look.
Shalom.
You look okay in your baseball cap.
Thank you. You know, it's hard to get out of sweats when
You're
You
not
know.
kidding.
sorry.
Yeah,
It's my alma mater too,
I can't see it.
Boston University.
Oh, cool.
And Fenway is right, our dog, Fenway, is right under the desk here,
Hmm.
being quiet. That's a
This
rarity.
one was not being quiet.
Argy, our dog.
Been trying to get this lighting right in my room. Practice it for Monday, maybe. Oh, hi, Esther.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Congratulations, Murray.
Thank you.
Probably kind of a letdown, huh? I mean, no big going away party, I guess.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Supposedly they're going to have one later, but we'll see.
Hmm. Hi, Murray and Esther. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, Murray. I owe you an email. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Fenway.
So how's everybody's hair doing?
Getting
You asking
long.
the women or the men?
The
Looks
women.
same as it always does.
As soon as we go to the first Friday night, everybody's gonna know everybody's hair color. Real hair color.
Right? Hi, Mariana.
Here, let's see. Yes.
How do I do that? Oh, yay. How cool.
Great to see everybody.
It was nice.
Look at the eyebrows.
Oh.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Josh.
I am gonna mute everybody,
Right.
and for now, at least, you won't be able to unmute yourself, and that's just for the integrity of the service, that we can keep going without any unintended interruptions. The chat box, though, is still available to those of us that are on the Zoom, obviously, but I don't believe the chat box will show up for those that are live streaming with us on our Temple Beth Emeth live stream. I think just the pictures of folks will be showing up. It's really great to see all of your faces and to be here with you. We begin. Shalom Aleichem.
So I'm here with people who are in my house now. Fernando is one of Yoav's housemates who's living with us until all of this passes and he can move back to your hometown, Rabbi, in San Diego, or back to Indiana for school if, God willing, it's back in session. And of course, Avishai and Yoav is way off in the corner. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Miri Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bolachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
As we enter Shabbat, take a breath and let the week that's gone by go by. We begin to make a separation between the last 6 days. Between the last 6 days that I imagine for many of us felt like one big long day. And this day to come, this day of Shabbat. So take a breath and blow out the things that were bothering you during the week, the things that were troublesome, the things that got in your way of you being you. Let go of all of those things to make some room inside of you. Because Shabbat is something we have to let in. Shabbat is something that we have to receive. So find some space to receive Shabbat. We continue with Lecha Dodi. Verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we reach our 9th and final verse, I'll ask if you're able, please rise. But for now, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekabela.
We continue Psalm 92. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור עלי נובר עלי היגיון מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון.
We continue with our candle lighting.
And as you can see, I have my candles here. And if you have your candles in front of you, please join me in lighting. If I can light the match.
As these light Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. Continuing with the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
יעמד יברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם מימיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילם עם כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמא, ואמרו amen.
If you're able, please rise for the Baruch.
Ya la la, ya la la la, 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 ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Some of the folks who are, I think, watching on our live stream through the website are still texting in Shabbat Shalom. So Shabbat Shalom, Elaine and Sue, joining all of us here on the Zoom. If you're with us on our temple live stream from our website, please feel free to send a text to me, and I'll be able to say Shabbat Shalom to you. We continue reading together. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. And we continue here at the bottom of page 151. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. As is our custom in the sanctuary, if you'd like to, please rise for Shema. If you'd prefer to sit, that is okay too. That is what we've been doing during the morning blessings during the week, as we offer those together at 9:15 every morning. The Shema, as I've said there, is not so much a prayer to God, but a prayer for us to hear. Shema Yisrael, listen Israel. We're talking to ourselves. And in the sort of contemplative mode, it feels, for me at least, if I'm sitting, appropriate to stay seated, as I contemplate those ideas. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. So as you choose to either sit or stand, we share the Shema together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam livanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, u'shochbecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, lehiot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Yai ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה
Baruch
אדוני
Shemo.
על ישראל.
Amen. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch ata Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועבידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועבידנו שומרנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
And just as we took deep breaths to find some space to let Shabbat in, to greet Shabbat, to welcome Shabbat, we need to continue, of course, to think about how we make this day different than all the rest of them. How do we keep this day separate from the week that's gone by? V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. The children of Israel shall guard Shabbat.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות
We continue with the Amidah, or the central prayer of this evening service, chanting out loud the first three blessings together, and then silently through the rest of the Amidah. And as we did on Wednesday, if you joined us for Yisker during that silent section, I'll keep moving through the prayers of the Amidah. Though today, rather than being on the side of the page that has the Hebrew, I'm going to show the side of the page that has the English or alternative readings on it, for those of us that like to do that section. So you can read that, or if you have your own Siddur, you can, of course, take out that if you'd like, or use another e-Siddur if you'd like to move through the Amidah. The choice is yours, of course, or to not offer any particular words from a Siddur at all and just offer the words of your heart. If you're able, though, we begin here together with the first blessing of the Amidah. Please rise if you're able.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu, Ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atov melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atov melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה ישמרך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We take a few moments now thinking of loved ones, members of our family, friends, maybe even some of us who are in need of healing. As a community, we are particularly mindful of Debbie Pissarak, Joanne Blumberg, Valentina Wolfson, Hillary Handwerger, Bridget Ford, Joel Berger, Margaret Leslie, Sydney Usum, Barry Hopkins, Buddy Tepper, Carol Morgan, Dick Jordanson, Melissa Dorfman, Steve Conway, Milton Child, Sherilyn Ford, Robert Morgan, Shmuel Natan Ben Avra Yaakova, Lauren Orzak, Aaron Scott, Jennifer Kinzer, Harold Schumacher, Valerie Carey, Sharon Israel, Sima Kroll, Debbie Weiner, Dalia Bat Natan Vilea, Nicole Levine, Lance Mermel, Rachel Mermel, Judy Silverman, Karen Stairs, Alan Dorfman, Rosalind Collins, Miwa Lewis, and Neil Townsend, and Marilyn Jeffs. If there are other names to add to our list for healing, you can add those names in the chat box. Eileen McAuliffe, Tony Wisniewski, Milton Scott, Harold Schumacher, Shayna Pettit, Melissa Saferstein, Don Allen, Holly Makima, Danny Malamud, Robert Zinn, Susan Roth, Charlie Butter. For all of us as well, though we may not be struggling physically, coronavirus. We are all struggling emotionally with it. We all need healing. And so we pray together for that healing. Yisheverach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Ve'imotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Yisheverach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We continue with a bit of Torah chanting from our Parshat Shmini.
Thank you, Rabbi. So, how could I not share with you this most famous scene in the book of Leviticus? So, this is from chapter 10, and this is the unfortunate episode of Aaron's sons Nadav and Avihu. So, this is the translation of these verses. Now, Aaron's sons Nadav and Avihu each took his fire pan, put fire on it, and laid incense on it, and they offered before our God alien fire, which had not been enjoined upon them. And fire came forth from Adonai and consumed them. Thus they died at the instant of God. Then Moses said to Aaron, "This is what Adonai meant by saying, 'Through those near to me, I shall show myself holy and gain glory before all the people.'" And Aaron was silent. Vayikru v'nei Aharon Nadav v'Avihu ish machtato vayitnu vahen esh vayasimu aleha ketoret vayakrivu lifnei Adonai esh zara asher lo siva otam tetzei esh milifnei Adonai vatochal otam vayamutu lifnei Adonai. Vayomer Moshe el Aaron, asher diber Adonai lemor bikrovai akadesh va'al pnei chol ha'am ekaver vayidom Aaron.
Thank you, Cantor Hayut.
You're welcome.
Like most of us, I receive notifications on my phone all day. My leg vibrates once, an email. It vibrates twice, a message. a short vibration, a New York Times article. 5 times a day, I get a completely different kind of notification. 5 times a day, I get a notice that says, don't forget, you are going to die. 5 times a day, I try to open that message and read the quote that the app called We Croak provides me. As I pull out my phone while I'm writing, I find an Emily Dickinson quote. If I should die and you should live, and time should gurgle on. The quotes are always different. Some are more uplifting, some a sober reminder of my mortality, but they are always thought-provoking reminders of our limited time on this earth. The creators of the We Croak app cite a Bhutanese proverb to explain the app. It says, to be a happy person, one must contemplate death 5 times daily. Weeks ago, when our crisis began, I was fearful of this virus. Fearful that, even though it was statistically unlikely, I would be a victim of the virus, or that a member of my family would be. I imagine I was not the only one, and I imagine that many of us continue to feel that way. Why then would I continue to read the We Croak app? I think there is a significant difference between being fearful of death and worried that we might die from a particular disease and contemplating one's mortality. There is a difference between images of ventilators in our heads and the ongoing cycles of nature and people that Dickinson refers to in her poem. Yes, death is something we should be having more public conversation about. Like birth, b'nai mitzvah, or marriage, it is a life cycle moment, and one that we all will eventually have, no matter our gender, religion, or any other aspect of who we are. Of course, the only really good reason to discuss our mortality is to help us live a better life, to help us understand what really matters to us. But I don't only raise our mortality because of the coronavirus, but also because, as we've just heard, the short narrative from this week's Torah portion, Shmini. As I wrote in my weekly message, Nadav and Avihu, 2 of Aaron's sons, die after bringing a strange offering to God in the tabernacle. When Moses tells Aaron of their death and has other members of the family remove the bodies from the tabernacle, Moses gives Aaron and his remaining sons some instructions. These instructions come just after where Kentahayut stopped chanting. In Leviticus 10:6, we read, And Moses said to Aaron and to his sons, Eleazar and Itamar, Do not bare your heads, and do not rend your clothes, lest you die, and anger strike the whole community. But your kinsmen, all the house of Israel, shall bewail the burning that Adonai has wrought. Aaron and his sons are forbidden to mourn for Nadav and Avihu. And besides the actual death, it's the worst part of the story. As I've read stories in the news and sadly heard them from our members, one of the hardest parts of this current crisis is the way that we have to shift our mourning. And even before mourning begins, many people are unable to be with their loved ones as they die. A necessary precaution to slow the infection rate in the population. Death is hard, but not being with our loved ones as death approaches is maybe even harder. It would be a lie to suggest that anything could replace sitting with our loved ones as they die. It is one of the grotesque assaults on our humanity this virus is handing us. So too, our inability to gather together in person for funerals and Shiva robs us of important moments of comfort. As we navigate this difficult reality, it only makes our virtual meetings that much more important. Aaron and his family were not able to mourn for Nadab and Abihu, but the entire community of Israel mourned for them. And like most life cycle moments in Judaism, funerals and Shiva have never been invitation-only events. They are communal events. They mark the passing of time not only for the individual or family, but for the entire community. One need not know the mourner or the deceased to show up for Shiva. And in fact, what an amazing statement if more of us did this. Showing up for each other, even when we don't know each other that well, is an important part of sacred community. It is an acknowledgement that though we may not share a deep relationship, we are connected by virtue of being in the same community. Yes, if all of Israel could mourn for Nadav and Avihu, we can certainly comfort the mourners in our community. We can let them know, just by showing our faces in a Zoom Shiva, that though they may feel alone, they are not alone. Our mourners have an entire community standing behind them and present for them. Make time to show up for each other. Your presence on a Zoom Shiva will bring another person comfort. If all of Israel could do it for Aaron and his family, we can certainly do this for each other. Shabbat Shalom. Sadly, I don't have an Omer counter in my downstairs spare bedroom like we do in the sanctuary. So at least for the next few weeks until things change, and who knows, maybe by Shavuot, maybe, can hope things might be different than they are right now, and we'll be able to use that Omer counter on our ark. But for now, we just have to verbally count. And so, actually, let me get this. We can offer the blessing together. And tonight begins the ninth day of the Omer. So it will be Tisha Yamim Shehem Shavua Echad V'Shnei Yamim LaOmer when we say that in a few moments right after the blessing. So if you'd like to join me, please do. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kitshanu B'Mitzvotav V'Tzivanu Al Sfirat HaOmer Hayom Tisha Yamim Shehem Shavua Echad V'Shnei Yamim LaOmer. Today is 9 days, which is 1 week and 2 days of the Omer. We continue with Aleinu. Please rise if you're able.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים
Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love hope, dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love what death has touched. We are in the period of Shloshim, but before that, burial of Bobby Lewis will take place on Monday. So technically not yet in Shloshim, saying Kaddish yet, but in Shloshim for Bart Cohen, Tom Barber, Roz Mermel, James Blimel, David Zeff, Barry Zweig, and Michael Lavin. And again, if there are other names to add to our Kaddish list, please do so in the chat box, and I can add those names. Our yahrzeits this week are for Barnett Aaron, Herb Alpert, Florence Ashen, Eileen Barokas, Fanny Benjoya, Saul Bloom, Dennis Kaufman, Israel Cohen, Minnie Copeland, William Eggerman, Jack Fagan, Franklin Fisher, Loy Hanna, Beatrice Hyman, Chuck Irwin, Martha Kahn, Elfrida Ketchel, Hillel Levine, Helen Lewis, Jane McInnes, Irene Mecketon, Charles Metzendorf, Simon Mike, Rose Minkoff, Ethel Moore, Joseph Newpuff, Melvin Reinhardt, Jack Reitman, Ray Rubin, Gertrude Silverman, Sam Taylor, Ray Weiss, Adeline Weissman, Margie Wright, and Lois Zazov. We add to that Isaac Zweifler. For all of those mentioned, for all of those who go unmentioned, and for all of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dachol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach, le'alam u'l'amei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha brichu, Le'ela minkol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom miramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, עלינו ועל כל ישראל וחסידיהם ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום למרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום. עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Zichronam livracha, may their memories be forever a blessing. Please be seated. And let's turn off our screen share. We can see our faces. Once again, all of these wonderful folks. Let's see. Shabbat Shalom. Well, there are 50 of us on the Zoom call. It's too many for me to go through everybody. And of course, there are multiple people in many of the screens as we see. Be sure on the Zoom call, if you cycle through I have 3 screens. I have three tabs of people. So make sure you see everybody. It's great. There you are, Marilyn. Good to see you. Shabbat Shalom. And multiple generations and some of our our boxes, our computer boxes. Look at the Ratner Zabos there, and Shabbat Shalom. Great to see so many of you. The Zickman Fishers. It looks like there's multiple Zickman Fishers there, and multiple generations in all of our spaces. In many of our spaces, I should say. Monday evening, 7 p.m. Please join us for the Generations After Yom HaShoah service. It's really I've gotten to go through some dress rehearsals, and it's been really powerful and important. And it is Generations After, which, we all know what amazing work that group of our members do every year. So please join us for that service. And then, of course, throughout the week, the multiple things that we have going on. Next week, we'll begin our open lunches. There will be a Zoom open lunch every day, Monday through Thursday. It won't be any programming. It'll just be a space to go to have lunch with somebody, or hopefully multiple people that you may know, may not know, but hopefully a different person than you typically have been having lunch with for the last 5 weeks. So just someone new to be with, some new people to be with, and then of course Friday lunch and learn at noon, as we typically do. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat services at 10, and as well as Torah study at 8:50. And check out our calendar. Everything is on there that we're doing. So again, thank you for being here. I'm going to allow us all to unmute ourselves now. It's a lot of control to give up. Here we go, though. You're all unmuted. You can say Shabbat Shalom to each other.
Shabbat
How
Shalom.
you doing, Regina? Good.
Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful singing as usual. Absolutely.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Avishai, how are you? Great music, great playing. And the boys, you guys did great.
Hi, Ron and Marianne. Mariana, hi. You're in your own place now, I hear. Oh, who's
Oh,
that?
look at Marilyn.
Better.
Oh, hi, Marilyn.
I don't see Marilyn, do you? Oh, she went, her picture went off.
Bye.
Is that a dog barking?
Who's
Yes.
dog is that?
It's Laura's dog. I am sorry.
It's not a congregant.
Well, yes, he is.
How can you be sure?
He comes to the congregation every week. Usually just,
Hello, Murphy.
come on, Murphy.
Mine stayed quiet.
Come here.
Hello, Murphy.
Thank you.
And everyone else.
Nancy Terry.
Hi, Ava.